Hi guys, welcome to my first movie review. My name is Mike. I'm going to be starting my YouTube channel. It's going to be under Cinematic Mike. So this is my first review, and if you like, just let me know if I'm doing a good job, if I'm doing a bad job. Let me know where I can improve. I'm still planning on setting things up to make it more like a review or movie channel. So it'll be under Cinematic Mike. And today I'm going to be reviewing one of my favorite movies of 2017. That movie is Detroit, which I hope you guys can see. I don't even know if you guys can see it, but yeah, I picked it up on Blu-ray recently. I actually just finished watching it a few hours ago again. I'm going to be telling you my experience of how I felt. I think mostly I'm going to be telling you how I felt when I saw it in the theaters. Stories about like the 1960s, some Detroit riots, I believe, in 1967, where there was a riot going on between the African Americans and the police because of violence with the police brutality and not having the right justice for those the innocent people that were hurt during that time. I think that I wanted to tell you how I felt on the film. The film was spot on great. I think it's an Oscar-worthy film. I'm really hoping that it gets nominated for a lot of awards, or at least nomination for some actors, nomination for director, nomination for best picture, which I wouldn't mind if it did win best picture. One of my favorite actors in this film is actually Will Poulter, who we probably know, well, who I know from The Maze Runner #1. That's the only film I think I've ever saw him in. I never really followed anything else of his, but I think the only place I recognized him was from there, plus the internet where they make fun of him because he looks like Sid from Toy Story. To be honest, I was actually surprised that they casted him in this movie because I didn't think that, for some reason I thought he was still kind of young, and I didn't think he could play a cop, like an actual cop. When I saw the trailer, actually, wow, it looked like he could pass, and I think I mostly went to go see his performance. I think there was a lot of talk about it already too, so that probably was why I went to go watch it also. He did a spot on job. When I saw this movie, I'll tell you, when I bought my ticket, I didn't think I was gonna go. I knew I was gonna watch a movie, but I'm gonna be honest with you, movies actually haven't been making me feel like the way this movie actually made me feel, and the audience actually felt, because we could all hear their whispers, their sighs, their reactions to scenes in there, and I was with them. I was actually on the edge of my seat on this movie. I actually felt scared, nervous, I felt angry. I wanted to go through the screen and like choke this guy, like it was just hurting me to see what he was doing, the type of person who he is, and it's a great movie also because you kind of see that recently in TV, and like it's still going on during these times. So I think it was good to see something like that, that kind of still relates to what's going on. But let me go back to the movie. But yeah, I think he's a great actor. I'm really hoping he gets nominated for an Oscar for best performance from an actor. I really think he deserves it. I'll be rooting for him if he is nominated. Then we got L.G. Smith, who is actually new to me. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with him. If I did, I probably don't even recognize it. I think he also did a great performance to play this off as the main character of the character that he plays. I forgot his name, but yeah. He's like part of this band who eventually ends up becoming the Dramatics, but it becomes the Dramatics without him. And he just ends up in a place it's one of those whole being at the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess. He was just trying to get away from the riots, just have a little relaxing time with his best friend, and then he gets put in this situation which he probably should not even been involved with. The performance off of him, like just like showing the expressions off his face of how scared he is, how mad he is, it's like a mix, like like he feels all this like racism towards him and all the other African Americans in the film. It's part of history. It's what we know, what we read about in the books, what we see in the news, and you kind of just feel for them. I felt like going and defending them, and then in a situation you can put yourself there where you feel kind of like attacked or something like that. Then we got Anthony Mackie, who's actually one of my favorite actors too. I was really actually glad that they put him in there. Even though you can probably say he has a small part, not too small, but even his parts are very important. I like the scene where him and Will Poulter actually have a situation together where he's trying to tell him how he's a veteran, and Will Poulter's character's like not believing him and just trying to say no, you're not, and this card's like your veteran card's a fake probably, and this and that. He keeps on calling him a pimp because he found him with two girls, which that was not even the deal, but he just wants to believe that he's a pimp just so that he can attack him, which actually shows Will Poulter's character as being much of a dick, much more. And then we got John Boyega's character. John Boyega's character, he plays a security guard in here who's just doing his job, living a normal life, doesn't want to get into any trouble. Then he sees like the whole riot thing going on. He ends up getting involved, ends up going to the house where the whole situation's happening, you know. And his character is more like the innocent guy who ends up at the end ends up like the just being a good guy, ended up having something kind of bad happen to him, you know. The film's great. I love the lighting, cinematography in it because they give it like this like dark, bit like kind of like, I guess you can say kind of a little bit like my room right now, but it has a little bit more darkness to it. I love that tone to it. It gives it more of a scariness feeling to it. I love it. I don't think I've seen it in Kathryn Bigelow's other movies. I've only seen it in this film, and it feels like a perfect setting for back in the 1960s. I love the costumes were great. I love the setting, the props. I'm not sure if they actually filmed on location or they built the places, but I love how it was created. I love the way the look of it. I love that it's a period piece. I love that the music that they play. I love all that music that they're playing throughout the movie. Um, I didn't think. No, I didn't think. I thought this was another great Kathryn Bigelow movie. I know I've seen Zero Dark 30. I've seen The Hurt Locker. I'm not sure if I'm missing one, but I've seen those two. I love The Hurt Locker, and I remember seeing Zero Dark 30. I'm not sure. I know it wasn't a bad movie. I'm not sure how I felt about it, but I know I didn't think it was a bad movie. The Hurt Locker was one of my favorite movies, and it's cool because you know I love all these directors. I love like Martin Scorsese, Michael Mann, you know, or David Ayer, all these. But you know, as you think about it, I'm naming all guys, all males. You know, it's actually cool that I have an actual girl on my list. You know, like it's Kathryn Bigelow. So I'm glad that I can add that to my list instead of just naming all guys. You know, it's really cool that we have a female director um, on board. Also, recently, I think everyone's supporting Patty Jenkins on Wonder Woman. I gotta say that from that movie, the whole DCEU, I actually did think Patty Jenkins did a good job on Wonder Woman. But the film, yeah, it left me really like scared. Like throughout the movie, I was on the edge of my seat. I was mad. I could hear everyone else getting mad. I could hear the like all the things. You know, you just felt like the whole knot in your head. I was nodding my head like you know, like in disappointment when I would see certain scenes. You know, I was like, wow, man, I can't believe they just did that. Even though in the movie, but you can believe that that's what happened in the past. You know, in these times. Um, it, yeah, I thought the film was a great film. Um, and everyone goes a spot on performance on you. Oh, also, I like to mention that Jason Mitchell's in this movie. He's the actor who plays Easy E in Straight Outta Compton. I always get confused if it's called Straight Outta Compton or NWA. So yeah, but yeah, Straight Outta Compton. Jason Mitchell's in it for a short time. He's one of my favorite actors. I like him. I love this performance in Straight Outta Compton. So I love that. Yeah, it has like these like I think that's why I saw it because of these players in there that I really like, and I was like, oh, cool, I want to watch this movie right here, you know. And yeah, man, like this film, I actually recommend the film. I actually think it's say if I give it like a 4 out of 4, it's perfect. You know, I really recommend the movie to watch it. Grab some popcorn, grab a drink, sit back and relax, enjoy it because you're gonna be stuck. And it's one of those movies that gets you actually sucked into it, and you want to stay stuck to it, and you don't want to take your eyes off of this film. Like that's how good it is. You don't even want to miss anything. If you're walking like away or looking away, you're like, That's how I felt today when I was watching the movie. I didn't want to look away. The performance still, since I saw it on TV this time, It wasn't the same as when I saw it in theaters, but it still kind of a little bit was, because right when everything got loud, that's what I like about it too, is when it gets loud, it feels really serious. Like when it gets loud with Will Poulter yelling at these guys, you actually can feel like the whole mood, like the whole atmosphere in your room, just, or the living room, wherever you're watching it. It just feels like something bad's happening, like, oh shit, and you just want to stay focused on it. So that's what I like about them. Not many movies make me feel this way anymore. I actually realize that it's good to feel, because these are what makes these are the ones you call good movies, because they make you feel like that, you know. I enjoy other movies, but like this movie kind of felt like really serious. I guess you can relate it to I just saw a documentary on, I think, Martin Scorsese, and someone said how his films make you feel like like you're inside these people's like personal lives, and it feels like you're intruding. And that's kind of how I felt in this movie. You actually feel sucked into it. Other times you just feel like you're just sitting there, you know, oh yeah, I'm watching a movie. Okay. But this time you're like really into this movie. They actually bring you into this movie. The directing's good. I love the shots where they put the camera on the angles from where they got the actors. I don't know how they think of that, but I actually thought it was pretty cool the way they directed it and everything. But yeah, like I said, I think the film is great. I think if you like collecting movies, I recommend you go pick this one up. If you just want to check it out to pass some time, I recommend this one a lot. I don't think this is a bad movie. Like I said, I hope it gets nominated for an Oscar. I hope the actors get nominated for an Oscar. I'm really rooting for Will Poulter to actually get nominated. Yeah, so that's Detroit. That's my review on Detroit. If I missed anything, let me know. If you want to talk about anything, let me know in the comments. And yeah, I've been turning. I realize that, and I don't even know if that's good for this video, but yeah. Thanks, guys. Till next time.
You've looked to me to be your leader, to guide you on this journey. But I'm no leader. I'm a follower, just like you. God has instructed me to stay here and wait for His sign. This is our time to prove through suffering that we are worthy of the miracle that's to come. The kingdom of heaven is coming. I promise you.
Hey, it's John Leguizamo. Click below to subscribe to the Paramount Network channel on YouTube for more on Waco.